Types of monsters after the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion. Hey there, everyone. Today, I want to take you on a haunting journey back to April 26, 1986, when the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine suffered one of the worst disasters in human history. The explosion not only devastated the surrounding area, but also gave birth to numerous chilling tales and eerie transformations. Let's talk about the actual biological monsters that emerged from the chaos. After the Chernobyl disaster, wildlife in the exclusion zone began to show some stunning, albeit unsettling, mutations. Radiation is like nature's weird trick, and it started acting up. There have been reports of birds with extra beaks and unusual coloration, and then there are the mammals, like dogs and rodents, some of which have been found sporting bizarre physical deformities. It's almost like a twisted version of the animal kingdom. These mutations provide a unique insight into how radiation affects living organisms, a reminder that the consequences of our actions can ripple through nature in mysterious and sometimes terrifying ways. The local folklore surrounding Chernobyl has grown into a rich tapestry of ghost stories and mythical creatures. As people grappled with the tragedy, they created chilling narratives to explain the unexplainable. One fascinating tale is that of the black bird. Often described as an omen of doom, it embodies the fear and uncertainty that surrounded the disaster. And then there are the spirits of those who lost their lives, said to wander the now abandoned streets of Pripyat. These stories have become a central part of Chernobyl's identity, attracting tourists and thrill-seekers looking to catch a glimpse of something supernatural. It's amazing how tragedy can spawn such creative tales, don't you think? The emotional and psychological impact of the Chernobyl disaster created its own kind of monsters, our fears and traumas. Many survivors faced immense mental health challenges after the evacuation, dealing with a loss of home, community, and identity. These monsters represent the disruptive force that trauma can have on our lives. If you speak to those who lived through the disaster, they'll share stories filled with fear, sadness, and resilience. The stigma surrounding radiation exposure also created an environment where many felt ostracized. With so much pain and anxiety, it's clear that the shadows of Chernobyl extend far beyond physical mutations. The explosion didn't just impact people and animals, it wreaked havoc on the land itself. The radioactive materials released into the environment have left a grotesque legacy that still influences the ecosystem today. The soil in the exclusion zone is teeming with invisible threats, making it a toxic landscape that can be both beautiful and deadly. Imagine walking through a forest where nature is trying to reclaim what humans destroyed, but with a sinister twist: radiation lurking beneath the surface. The concept of toxic monsters serves as a powerful metaphor for our ongoing relationship with the environment, showing us the potential repercussions of our actions. Chernobyl has inspired an array of media that often features these monsters, both literal and metaphorical. In games like Stalker and Chernobylite, players navigate a haunting landscape filled with mutated creatures and eerie atmospheres. Films and documentaries have also helped shape public perception, mixing the chilling reality with sensational desperation. It's interesting how these narratives either confront or sensationalize the fears associated with nuclear disasters, feeding a cycle of fascination and horror. These stories keep the legacy of Chernobyl alive, ensuring that the lessons we learned don't fade away. From mutated animals roaming the exclusion zone to the haunting ghosts of its past, Chernobyl is home to all sorts of monsters, both real and imagined. What stands out the most is the powerful legacy of fear, resilience, and renewal that this disaster has left behind. Let's take a moment to reflect on the impact of disasters on nature and humanity, reminding us to tread carefully in our own interactions with the world.